All right. All right.
Good evening, everyone. So I know a few people were getting lost on the streets of New York with the directions, but any strong New Yorker would find their way. So we are going to get started shortly. I want to say hello, welcome to New York Tech Week. I'm Sharon Joseph, the CEO and founder of CREWASIS. We have a wonderful wine sponsor, and they have some surveys to be filled out that they would love to have done before we start the panel. So if you could quickly pick one up and fill that out and just try 1, 2, or 3 of their wines, that would be lovely. And Dr. Eleanor, I was going to call you Dr. G, would like you to hand them to her, please. So, because they're going to collect some information and they'd love your feedback on the wines. And definitely take a seat. We got some shade, which is amazing. And we have a lovely panel tonight of founders, investors. Our goal is really to talk about AI, the current situation in enterprise, and get a lot of questions, obviously, from you. I'm a pre-seed founder, but I'm moving into my seed round. We're at approximately 500K ARR, and we're continuing to grow, and we're raising our seed round. Cindy Cook, her and I met at the Mentors and Angels program, which I participated in 2025 after Techstars. So I'm also a Techstars founder in 2024. And Cindy and I were able to work for approximately 3 months together with the entire Mentors and Angels group. It was a fabulous experience. So they're actually opening up the next round for their 2027 cohort. And those applications are going to be due in September of this year. So for those individuals, Cindy will tell a little bit more. I can also answer any questions at the end. Tova and I were introduced recently, and Tova is also a Techstars founder. So she had a company that she was participating in during Techstars, and everyone knows, I think it's 99% of startups are going to fail. So that startup is no longer around, but Tova has started something new, so she's going to share her experience from that. And then Safia is a good friend of mine from the Canadian consulate. I am Canadian. I've been in New York for 10 years, in the US for 14 years, and worked a 20-year enterprise career before settling in here. And Safia is going to be moderating the panel tonight. So we're going to give you a couple more minutes just to fill out the questionnaire, please. And then we're going to get started. And thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We really appreciate it. And we know it was a really hot day, and there's a lot of stuff going on for New York Tech Week. One last thing. We have a surprise at the end of the event. So we have a performance this evening, and I'm very excited to talk to you about that a little bit later. I don't want to tell too much now, but we got to see the preview earlier, and you will love it because it is truly a New York experience to go to something in New York Tech Week and have a piece of a performance at the end as well. So we will be right back, take a couple minutes, grab another glass of wine, and also fill out our survey. Thank you.
Let Josh talk about his wine for a minute.
Josh, would you like to talk about the wine?
Josh.
I'll bring it. Yeah, while we're trying the wine.
All right.
Introduce yourself.
Thank you.
So, my name is Gabe Geller. I'm a manager of wine education and director of marketing and advertising with Royal Wine Corp, which is the primary, I would say, the leader in production, import, distribution of kosher wine in the world. We have here a fantastic selection of wines from California, Israel, and New Zealand. We have special wine, really 2 Sauvignon Blanc, one from California, from Lake County. We have Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. Really delicious stuff, you must try it. The Rothschild family of wines. And you have 3 wines that are part of the Barkan group. Barkan is one of the leading wineries in Israel. There's a wine that they produce themselves, and then they have 2 wines from 2 boutique wineries that they oversee as well in the Galilee, Velstein and Lahat, which is just being launched now in the United States. So one is a wine called Gilgamesh, very interesting, very unique wine. It's a red wine that's meant to be drunk a little chilled, perfect for this weather, perfect for this season. and has some interesting varieties in it. One of them is called Argaman. It's a great variety that was created, was created in Israel in the 1970s, initially to add color and body to other wines. And then they figured out that Avi Feldstein from this winery, Feldstein Winery, figured out that as a standalone or as a blending component with other grape varieties, it really adds a lot of complexity and character to the wines. So I hope that you try all of these wines, that you enjoy them. If you have any questions, I'm here, and hope you have a great event. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give this to you too. You guys will share this mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should I move the chair? It's kind
No.
okay.
It's the camera.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
This is for us.
yeah.
This is our mic.
We'll give it a couple. I mean, I think we should just get started.
You want to get started?
I think so.
Is it going to let people fill out their form?
Oh yeah, the form. Are they filling it out? Yeah, they are. You're right, Cindy. Thank you.
The
survey?
Yeah, we'll give them a minute.
It's very nice up here in the shade. It's beautiful.
So are you based out of New York or you're
Yes.
just in, okay.
Yes. I work, our office, the consulate is in the Grand Central area, Lexington, 45th.
Just,
Oh, nice.
I've been here 21 years.
Oh, okay.
I'm a New Yorker. I think I qualify as
Yes,
Yes,
2 decades. Yes. Yeah.
2 decades of hustle qualifies me as a New Yorker.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, born and raised there.
Oh, okay.
Born on Washington Heights, 181st Street. Grew up there. My parents bought a house on Long Island, and then I came back to the city for college. And
Nice.
Yeah.
all right, I'll just tell my husband where I am, in case he's wondering.
I'm sorry, what's that?
No, I thought I'd tell my husband where I was in case
Oh, he
he's
did?
wondering. No, he has some PT tonight at 6, so I don't think he's looking, but
He's gonna go home and
it
be
just
like-
occurred to me. Well,
Yeah.
don't worry, our dog will be home, so.
Yeah. What kind of dog do you have again, Cindy?
A sheepadoodle.
Okay,
a
yeah.
sheepdog poodle.
I think she showed up on camera.
Yeah.
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 He's made
Or
an
he,
appearance.
sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so should we get started?
Sure. I think everyone's filled out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't get mine for the
Everyone,
recording.
Oh.
now that you're
The mic.
lined up, let's get started.
Yeah.
And hopefully you had an opportunity to fill the survey. Feel free to sit around this
Yeah.
area. We're here for the cameras, but feel free to sit
Shut-
wherever you want.
Shay.
Maybe you should herd people over
Yeah.
so they're not just talking about the bar.
Is it working? Is this
Yeah,
working?
it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so as
True.
Drew mentioned,
It's-
I'm Safia, and I'm a trade commissioner at the Consul General of Canada in New York. And I'm very happy to be here. I want to start with Go Knicks, of course.
Yeah.
Kudos to whoever is wearing blue or orange. Yeah. And I want to formally open the
All right.
panel entitled Human in the Loop in the Age of Agentic AI with our wonderful panelists, Cindy, Tova, and Sharon. I think we already did the intros. Should we redo quick intros or? Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Tova, yeah.
Is it on?
It's on.
Hi everyone, I'm Tova Dalsheim, born and raised New Yorker. I am the co-founder of York Effect, and we work with companies that are looking to scale. Everyone has great ideas, but then the question is, can you build it at scale and can you sell it at scale? And we help companies figure that out and thinking about the limitations and resources and time and how to best move forward.
So hi, I'm Cindy Cook, and I met Sharon, as she said, at Mentors Plus Angels, which is a grassroots accelerator. About 12 of us run to help underrepresented founders and women. And my other gig is I'm chair of New York Angels, which is one of the oldest and largest angel groups in the country. We have about 150 members. We invest in New York. We're agnostic.
Oh, you can?
We're agnostic. Can you hear all right? Okay.
Drew, can you fix the? No, can you hear
Okay.
it? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it's the
think it's-
wind. So we invest, we're agnostic in terms of what we invest in. We invest in as individuals, and we put in $250 to $1 million in deals that people are following. So I, before that, was a chief marketing officer across a number of different industries. So I have a marketing consumer orientation. So looking forward to chatting with everyone tonight.
Sharon?
Here, I'll leave this
Okay.
here.
We can hear. We can hear.
Yeah. Can everybody who can hear me put up their hand? Okay, I'm a loud talker though, so do we need to turn up the mic at all? Because it's right here if we do. Well, no, they're this. How's this?
All right, we just have to
Okay,
talk louder.
we just need, okay, I'm a loud talker, so.
All right.
Everyone can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, ladies?
All right,
All
we
right.
got it. Ooh.
I introduced myself already, but what can I tell you? We're a platform that finds hidden insights and patterns in data for consumer brands, and we use advanced math and analytics. So we work with enterprise companies. How many people in the audience know or work with enterprise companies? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. There's a handful. Okay, great. So right now it is the hardest thing to work with enterprise. Why? And I'm getting into answers here, Safia, without you even describing it, I know. The reason I'm bringing it up is because enterprise companies do not want to work with AI companies that they don't know and don't trust, and that's part of our conversation today. A lot of times they're doing outside ways of getting into AI companies, so they're doing what's called shadow subscriptions. And a shadow subscription is where you're not telling your managers and the individuals who are in the technology team that you're using an AI tool to do your work. Now, of course, every company is using Copilot of some sort or an LLM, but a lot of times they're going to try to look for something else that's going to help their workflow. And so a part of what I want everyone in the audience to know if you're trying to sell to enterprise is making sure that you're looking at their workflow and helping them address their issues in a way that's going to answer the questions that they have and help them navigate through their own company. So that's my role here today, and I will hand it to Safia to do an intro.
Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to start talking about substance here. A couple of years ago, building technology was a competitive advantage. And today, Agentic AI has sort of leveled the field and lowered the barrier, democratized building, creating, and launching, and scaling. Yet many founders and companies feel it has become harder to differentiate. It's not easier, and you need to stand out. How you do that is part of what we're going to discuss today. So my first question is quite simple. AI has created some differentiation, or has it commoditized it? Cindy, you want to give us a bit of the investor perspective?
Sure. So can you hear me? I'm just going to talk like I'm going to eat the mic, I think, into that. But from an investor perspective, I'd say a couple years ago, literally, if a company was sort of AI based, it really garnered a lot of interest. And now we presume that every company we talk to is using AI to some extent. Either it's the main part of their business, or they are using AI tools extensively. So I think the point about leveling the playing field is a good one. I mean, there's so much that everyone can do now that you really have to see if there's a core benefit for the target audience, and how it's being articulated is still the basis of feeling if you have a real business. And then, frankly, we look generally for some traction, that there's someone who's actually buying the product. And that has become even more important because so many things can be spun up so easily that unless there are people actually buying the product, it's hard to see that that's really something that has a potential of going forward successfully.
Yeah. So as a founder, the way we look at AI and how it's being used is really understanding what it is as a tool and how to use it as a tool versus the decision maker for you. And what I mean by that is AI amplifies what already has been validated. And again, as the learning models are still learning, we're in this stage of where the human component really has to be the oversight and keeping the guardrails to then amplify. And we see a lot of other founders skipping this validation piece. And what they end up going is they skip it and then they're amplifying. But again, so what happens is, are they spending a lot of money in marketing that doesn't convert? Or have any of you received an email? Like for me, I got it says, "Hi York, my company's York Effect. My name is Tova," right? You definitely know that it was an AI tool being used, right? It's understanding and how to trust it and where the human is involved in oversight of that right now. Will it change? We don't know. But right now, how we're looking at it as a founder, using it as tools is understanding its capacity and the other element of also understanding how these language models are being built, because we're in this data set where a lot of information is changing. We're working with a client and she's focusing on the financial independent 50-year-old woman. We don't have data on that. That's a new way. And again, so really understanding what the AI is today and how to leverage that with that understanding is so important, because then you show up and it's very clear to people, and that's where you break the trust.
Sharon, you want to add something?
The thing that I've found in the last 5 years is people now believe what was the unthinkable, right? 6 or 7 years ago, nobody believed that large language models could do what they could do today. And for anyone who's building an AI, don't be discouraged, because the workflows and the way that people do things is still going to improve over and over. McKinsey wrote an article, I was talking about this with a few people, that it talked about why do we still need humans in the loop and why do you still need an expert in the loop? And if you don't have a subject matter expert, you don't know what's right from wrong. And everybody here was talking about the fact that you need to have a human to be able to understand what really happens during that process. So for our customers, when we're working with them, we have an element or a platform that is AI driven. We were actually pre-large language models, which means that our models and everything that we built didn't require an LLM. And then enters ChatGPT, Anthropic, etc. Well, then you're able to plug those into what we call our architecture, and then you can improve your output. Now, you still need a human to look at that. And I'm going to give a couple examples because I thought, Tova, you gave great examples as well. Opus is a video platform, and I know Opus as well through Anthropic, etc., but work with me here. It cuts up the video for you that you'll put a 5-minute video, and you'll dump it in, and it'll cut it all up for you and make snippets. The problem is you can't just post those snippets. You really have to go in and read what it's saying, because for CREWASIS, it spells our name CROASIS. Nobody can get it right, but so we have to go in and check it. Plus, it's going to have all the filler words like and. And so right now, people are at the realm of, well, AI has already built these things. I can do anything with it. When in reality, you still need humans in the loop to be able to do some of that work and be able to professionalize what the output is. So I think everybody is willing, and especially in enterprise companies, for those working with them, they really want still some hand-holding because they don't understand how AI works entirely, and they want to speed up their work, but they want somebody they trust to be able to deliver that work.
So humans are still very much involved in the process. So what's actually working right now? If we strip away the hype and all the buzz, what are you seeing that is generally working that should be discussed today?
Well, some of the things that are working are things that are real problems. So there's a whole area that has become popular with our investors, which is defense tech. I mean, people see there's a real need, and there are a number of things where police forces use them and the military uses them, and it's a clear problem to be solved. There's an AI component, and everyone, so seeing something that has a really clear need and sees a very large market and a growing market in the US and elsewhere, and understanding if companies outside the US wouldn't buy a US made product for different countries in Europe that may not do that for the defense, understanding that whole market. But that was an area that I can tell you was not on anyone's radar. Things like clean tech. A lot of people want to invest in things to help the environment. So we're seeing a lot of things that have reason for being, have a very large market. I mean, these are the criteria for things that people want to invest in. And they're outside the spaces of fintech, medical devices, or other things that we do invest in. But I'd say there are some new, really growing areas that are solving big problems for people. And I think that is what is, resonating with me in terms of those things are really working. I can't tell you if we're going to get an exit. I can't tell you where we're going to go with them. But in terms of garnering interest, we have something that's a seawall in Miami that helps protect the shoreline, and that it's better for the environment. And it's garnered a lot of interest. And so something like that on paper wouldn't have been something particularly interesting to people. But the founder is super dynamic, and that's the other part of investing. You want to feel great about the founder because stuff is going to go wrong. And you have to feel this founder is the person who can help figure things out and pivot. And so those are the things that are working, finding a strong founder and finding markets that are large and that you personally really think there's a problem being solved.
You can also talk about what's not working. I know it's early stage, but you can feel free to, put in some examples in terms of, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what's really great is accessibility. So you have people in many different professions that are subject matter experts, and going back to what Sharon was talking about. Now they have access to tools that allows them to do things they couldn't do before. They don't need a computer science degree, but they know how their industry works. So we see a lot of medical professionals starting as startups. I was in San Francisco and I met this surgeon, and he has a startup because he understands what it takes as a surgeon and how he's leveraging the AI to make and improve his job. So this goes back to the piece of where the human comes in play and how to then leverage the AI to do things. And the precision, but he's again giving it the directions as a surgeon. So now he's able to do a lot more surgeries where he's limiting his risk as a result of the AI tools and his oversight. So again, when you think about certain surgeries, a doctor could only do X amount in a day because of time, the limitations. So now when you have these AI tools that are replacing it and they're overseeing it, they're doing a lot more with less risk, but there's still that oversight piece.
Sharon, you want to add to that?
So when I think about what is working well, the element of relationships in enterprise is really still important. So if you've been working with somebody for 4 years and they have been moving through the AI, whatever paradigm shift with you, then they're more likely to trust you, but also grow their business with you. So, and especially with design partners, so anyone building with a design partner or with somebody that you're creating pilots with, they have been with you for many years, or even if they're starting out now, they're more likely to say, hey, I want to try this with you and I want to see how it's going to evolve. So that's one thing I'd say. The second thing is trust, and Tova, you also mentioned it, Cindy, you mentioned it. When you have, it works both ways. From an investor perspective, everybody wants to see a trusted founder, but enterprise customers are very skeptical. I was an enterprise customer, so I was an operator, and we would get so many emails. So by the time you actually find somebody that you actually want to have a meeting with, have a discussion with, and if you get that meeting, by the way, that's a success, right? A lot of people feel like if they didn't close the deal, I have had deals that have taken 2 years, literally just closed a month ago. And let me tell you, this is a really big deal, and it's only going to grow because once you get an individual in your platform, in your tool, or working with you, and you're a great founder, they're just going to be addicted to the fact that you know what's going on, right? Remember, you're always just a few steps ahead, and that's all you need to be. So that's one element that I'd add. Speed. Everyone knows AI has sped up our lives. It's sped up how we get results, how we get answers. they expect that in the human as well. So I'll tell you, 24 hours used to be the okay for you to respond. If you have an enterprise customer, just respond with anything right away. I promise you, they will appreciate that you have acknowledged their email, acknowledged their note, and you're working on it. And they don't even need the AI response or the response to the question they're really asking. They just want to be heard and answered. In terms of what's not working, I'll just give a couple of examples of those. So enterprise is longer to adopt. How many people have seen that? Yes. So you have to stick with it. I'm telling you, I have not seen slow adoption like I have in enterprise, and it's primarily because these individuals who are at the highest level working in marketing, R&D, strategy, innovation, they have done their jobs for decades. They are the subject matter expert. And they could probably build the AI, by the way, and you want them as your partner to help you build your AI. However, their job is to be skeptical because here's something else coming in, and how do I know it's right? So you're going to sit in a lot of meetings where you're teaching about the principles of AI, about how models are built, about the differences between all the models. So you just have to be patient. I put myself on mute a lot and just sit and listen, right? There's nothing wrong, but it's so that I don't jump in because I know I have an answer for things, but I don't need to tell them right away. Let them learn and digest on their own and use the platform and go through the hiccups and then give you feedback and help you with the workflow and the design, because they will be your best customer now and in the future. I get very passionate about this, obviously.
Can I add something about what doesn't work? And I think it comes down to the human connection and the human relationship. And AI can't replace that. And I think that's so important to understand. And, I was watching the show Hacks, and Jean, was going to sell her jokes to an AI platform, and she chooses not to. Why? She goes, because my joke can't be perfected unless I get the human reaction. And when you leave the work to the AI, you lose out in really understanding that experience and the knowledge, and that learned lesson is so important, especially as a founder. These learned lessons are such great growth opportunities, and when you leave it to the AI, you're missing out on that. And then later down the line, it's going to cost you a lot more.
So another very humanly important component is trust, and we talked about it a little bit. And in a world of AI where it's commoditized, and what becomes really valuable to build that trust and helps differentiate. What have you seen? Same thing.
Well, I think also what people are saying is the personal relationships and founder-led sales are how all the businesses really start. So having a founder who you really trust and making sure that they're a person with integrity and that they're smart and can figure stuff out and have the right background to do this. So to me, a lot of it comes down to the founder. And going back to the question of what hasn't worked, we invested in something that was a consumer product. It had strong sales, but the founder was weak. And we foolishly said to ourselves, well, we could always get rid of him. I'm sure that could happen if, if things don't go that well. And they didn't go that well. And it took too long to try and figure that out. And, the investment's not worth anything now. So I think, and also waiting too long if you know something is wrong. Like if you know someone isn't the right hire, if you know something you're doing is not right. I mean, it's often about people as opposed to what you're doing. So I think other mistakes are waiting too long. If you know you should get rid of someone, unfortunately, you usually should do that much right away, not wait to do that. So I think it falls along those lines.
A bit of a provocative question. Would you invest in a founder who only has agentic AIs as employees?
Ooh, that's interesting. Not yet, but I could see it happening. I mean, we haven't yet, but I could see it happening depending on, we've looked at digital twins and things along those lines. So I could see that happening. I mean, I think depending on where the human is in that loop, in terms of, or the understanding that there are agents and then there are managing agents of the agents who are agentic also. So it's a little too soon. Yeah, it's a little too soon to tell. But yes, I think you know it is going to a. I think I'd still need a founder, though. I mean, I definitely would still need a founder.
Good to hear.
And I think they'd need another body to talk to. But, you know, I think you have to be super open-minded now. So I think that is an interesting question.
Tova, what do founders consistently overestimate?
So many things. That's why we are founders.
And underestimate as well.
I think, you know, founders, we're creators, we're builders, and we're so passionate about what we do, and we think everyone's going to see and feel the way we do about our product.
Your baby.
Yes. And we also call these AI babies, where we're building and building, and then they're out in the world and no one's overseeing them and they're running wild. And again, that's what happens as founders. We want to create and build, and we think what we're doing is fantastic and it's going to solve. And we're not thinking about outside of ourselves until we actually go out in the world and start testing it. And then all of a sudden there's like this reality check that hits us, and like this humble pie, and all of a sudden we're like, oh. And I see what a lot of founders do is they don't bring in the feedback loop early enough, and they end up just really spending time, energy, resources, money, capital, and not having that validation and that feedback loop. And it's so important to have done that.
Yeah.
Sharon, what's been the hardest for you?
Many things, but one of the biggest ones was jumping out of my corporate job and becoming a founder and saying, I'm going to get the same compensation package that I got as a enterprise corporate marketer in a very short period of time. And I can tell you that that took a lot longer. It's really well worth it, but I did not think it was going to take as long as it did. And so you hedge a lot of bets on that. I think I want to talk more about the risk tolerance of founders, because that is one thing that sets founders apart from other people. So I'm going to tell you a story, and then you're never to repeat it again, even though it's being recorded. So I went to Boston Tech Week last week, and I decided I was going to drive because I like to drive and I need all the equipment and the banners and, you know, stuff for my team and the t-shirts, etc. So that weekend I was opening mail, and one of them was from the DMV. Who likes getting mail from the DMV? Yeah, some people do actually. People put their hands up. So I opened up the document and it said that my car was suspended. And I was like, my car is suspended? And I'm like, does that mean my license is suspended? No, it's not. It doesn't. So this is what founders do. We first assess the risk and take a look at what's going on. My license was not suspended. I didn't even know that my car was suspended. I didn't even know you could do that. But if your insurance lapsed for a short period of time, which if your auto renewal isn't on properly, or you change credit cards, because who's lost a credit card before? Yeah, I think everyone has a few times in their life. Some people didn't put their hands up. Did you not lose credit cards? Okay, mine's been multiple times, thank you. So I didn't know that the car was not supposed to be on the road, right? That happens. You don't know what the guardrails are, and you proceed to do these things because, hey, you're not going to do anything that's traumatically illegal. Like, that's not what the guardrails are made for. Your job is to navigate the situation and the circumstances. And our job as founders are to find the gray area and operate within that, right? For any founder, that's your job. So I think it's really funny because obviously I had to get to Boston. I looked for rental cars. It's Memorial Day weekend. Do you know you cannot find a rental car in New York City on Memorial Day weekend? So she made it there to Boston. She did not make it back. But the point is, and it's good, she got on a flatbed and she's back. She's not, rest in peace, dear Grand Jeep Cherokee. She was with me for 14 years. But I'm saying that the point of this story is that the risk that somebody takes as an individual, as a founder, is far greater than most people will take. And that's our job. But it's also to navigate the risk assessment and determine what decisions need to be made if X, Y, and Z happen. So I wanted to share that because I think a lot of times everyone believes we have risk tolerance, but it's really pushing it to the utmost boundaries and then determining what that risk will cost.
Great story.
So many more.
So I'd like to end with the same question with everyone. In your opinion, 1 year from now, same panel, what will people realize they got wrong about agentic AI in 2027?
I think it'll be that it's going to be more prevalent than anyone is thinking it's going to be. I think we'll get wrong, and everything about AI has happened so much faster that I think the having it very, very prevalent in everything we do, I think will be a lot faster than I'm showing some caution. I think in a few months I'll be like, oh, it's everywhere.
So you think it's positive?
I think it's positive. I think it's unstoppable is what I really think. Is it positive? I don't know, but it's unstoppable.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are in the school like this is going to be the end. We're going to lose a lot of jobs. I think what we're going to get wrong is how to live with it and how to use it in our daily lives, because it is very powerful and it can be to your advantage. And this fear around it, again, I think that we're going to get wrong. They're talking about this universal salary and income and things like that. And again, I just think it's the fear of people to adopt new technology and change. And I don't think we're going to be in this doomsday world. I think, again, there's so many smart people using it right. There's so many people who want to do good with it and being able to move that forward into the future.
Okay, the companies are rehiring right now. What about you?
I'm optimistic about AI because I've been in it for a while. So I go back to what is artificial intelligence, and then we'll talk agentic AI. Artificial intelligence started because it was the study of the brain. And we have come so far. I always bring the story up of Artemis 2 because, honestly, was that one of the coolest things that has happened in a while? Did anyone else think that was one of the coolest things? I watched them on Touchdown. I just couldn't believe that happened. All the things
they couldn't get into the vehicle? They couldn't get into the boat?
Well, that was funny. I mean, we were in the water for hours. I felt like the fact that there are so many things that could have gone wrong with them breaking through the atmosphere to get back here is incredible. The things that we can do today as human beings and for other people and in science is incredible. So when it comes to artificial intelligence, I feel like there are always going to be things that are going to go wrong, but we saw the internet. I mean, we saw social media, and I know we could go both ways on social media, but it has brought families and people together, right? I mean, I think a lot of people, I actually met a sister and a brother through some of that. So just, there are great stories to come. The thing that I'd say about agentic AI is that the story is that we're going to have our AI agents talking to each other before we talk, right? And the biggest one that keeps getting brought up is dating. My agent will talk to your agent and decide if we should go out. And I mean, to be honest, with dating apps now, it's not that great. So maybe that's not a bad thing either, right? So maybe some of the stuff we want to take off our plate should be taken off our plate. And we should go back to enjoying a bit more of life and spending time with family and friends. And in work, we have created so many things where, how many times have you worked at a job and you've moved over to a new role and there's nothing, no documentation, you're spending hours trying to find stuff. And that's what the whole concept of AI and agentic AI can improve a lot of things in our life and our workflow. So I definitely am an optimist on it. And I think we're gonna see more women, which I'm really happy about. And I know we're on an all-women panel, serendipitously. But we're going to see a lot more women and individuals who have not maybe brought forth their ideas in this space come out, because AI is leveling the playing field. And I think that's really amazing, because it's going to give us a leg up in terms of seeing some great things come out in the next 5 to 10 years and some amazing new unicorn companies come out that we wouldn't have expected.
Well, thank you, and I agree. I think it's coming at us. It's here. There's no way around it. The younger generations are adopting it without difficulty. The older generation is more skeptic, scared, buying into the negative narrative. So I hope a year from now we'll be in a world where it's not a menace anymore, and it's normalized, and it's helpful, and of course it won't be rosy-rosy, but we'll be able to deal with the not so great aspects. So thank you so much to all of you. I think we had a great conversation. Learned a lot, and love your perspectives, and thank you everyone for coming and enjoying the nice weather and the beautiful rooftop. And merci beaucoup.
Thank you, everyone. I'm gonna thank May and Cubico. Thank you so much for having us host the event here. We have a special event coming up, and Troy Gordon is going to come and introduce the team, and then they're actually going to introduce themselves as well. So Troy, why don't you come up? I want to thank Troy for also introducing me to individuals regarding the, Tova was introduced to me, and we was on the panel through Troy's network. Troy's been a friend of mine for, I want to say, the 10 years that I've been in Brooklyn. So come on up, Troy. I also want to thank Anthony, who assisted with Dr. G. Eleanor on the wine sponsor. So thank you again. Make sure that you sample and have a chance to fill out the form. And then to my team, to everybody at CREWASIS, thank you so much for being here and for helping. I really appreciate it. A lot of team members came from even out of New York to be here today. And I'm going to hand it over to Troy.
Yeah.
Troy Gordon first.
More Troys? All right.
I know.
Should we leave this area?
We shall.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Very nice to meet you all. I'm Troy Gordon. This is my friend Troy Press. We've also known each other for a long time. I've already met Troy in New York and then him. So, yes, I've known Sharon for a long time. She's amazing energy, as you can tell. I'm a very strong-minded, intelligent woman who I respect big time. My background is I've worked in hospitality for a long time. That's actually how I met both of them. I'm going to stay full time. So obviously, if anyone ever needs to buy or sell, I'm here to help. And I host a lot of founder and VC events in New York. I have a lot of nice venues. And when Sharon mentioned she needed space, I reached out to my network, and they have kind of put this all together. So, Troy Press, take it away.
Yeah, wow. Woo! Thank you guys. All right, so that was an incredible panel.
Do you want to sit?
But now we're gonna bring a different vibe and different energy here. Garrett, if you want to start it off, then
Sure.
jump off that.
Hi guys, I'm Garrett Press, and I definitely need an AI dating app because nothing else is working. So one of you guys.
My first startup was a dating app,
Okay, you
and
link me.
it didn't work because we didn't have AI.
All right, I got plugged. So yeah, I spent my own decade plus on the marketing side of tech startups that include Gorillas Media Group, Jackreds, and 3 or 4 others you've never heard of because they failed spectacularly. All of this leaving me with a combined equity value of $0. I actually think I owed some money on the taxes for those investments, so it might have actually been a net loss, but it's about the passion, right? It's about the dream. But don't worry, because now I've moved into the much more lucrative space of musical theater, which we all know is where the big bucks are made, right? So much money in theater. So yeah, the show that we're here to talk to you about is called Starting Up. I wrote the book, music, and lyrics for it, and you can kind of think of it a little bit like Book of Mormon meets Silicon Valley. It's set in the hope and change heyday of 2010. That's when I was still, in my heyday at these tech startups. When Obama was singing us Motown from podiums, Kanye West was considered our greatest living genius, and you're only as cool as your last Foursquare check-in. And mine were pretty cool. I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, I'm Troy Press. Thanks for the intro. Troy Gordon, known him for a very long time, and great to see everything connecting back. This story that we're about to show you, the story follows 2 college grads, Lacey and Scott, who you'll meet here in a moment, who are starting their first job in tech and are competing for success. Scott ends up acquiring a magical mobile app that collects all the knowledge on the internet and allows users to instantly acquire any skill. When we started developing this show in 2018, the idea of an app that powerful felt actually a little bit distant, and after hearing this panel, it seems like it is part of every single day. So as producer, it's my obligation that if you want to become a fantastic Broadway producer, definitely come talk to us. We are headed to the Bright Stage early 2027, and the fundraise is about 5% of the average Series A's for a tech startup. So you're definitely going to save some dollars. But Garrett, take it away with the intro.
Okay, we'll get to the fun stuff. So the song you're about to hear finds our characters Lacey and Scott connecting after a flop of a first day on the job. So please welcome a content creator and actor named Oliver Richmond, who has amassed over 500,000 social media followers by posting an original song every day for the last 885 days. That's about 2.5 years of original material. It's pretty incredible. It makes me feel embarrassed. But and also from The Little Shop of Horrors and Stephen Schwartz's The Baker's Wife, the incredibly talented Ellie Thomas.
Woo.
Just check it. Of course. Just give us 1 second of the music. Give us 1 second.
Everybody.
Take it away, whenever you're ready.
Well, that was an epic fail. My first day doing digital marketing at the busiest media company startup in NYC, and I blew it harder than a trick birthday candle.
Oh, come on, Scott. It wasn't that bad of a first day. We got new MacBooks, standing desks, and unlimited free bags of pop chips.
Lacey, I projectile vomited a hoppy IPA on one of the co-founders. Those guys were on the 30 under 30. Every year they were under 30. They're gorgeous and brilliant and gorgeous.
Sure, yes, that was embarrassing for you and frankly hard to watch. But they're frat boys. They were forged in vomit.
I think I need to leave.
It's only 4 p.m.
No, I mean like return back home to Canada. I don't think I can hack it here in Silicon Alley.
Scott, buddy, you're forgetting about the magic S word.
Stakeholder. Soylent. Sriracha sauce.
Synergy. If we team up with my brain and your passion, we could be unstoppable. Tech history is full of twosome that changed the world. Dogs and dogs, suck and sack.
Ben and Jerry.
So close, that's our cover story. Starting on the same day, there were snacks and beer.
And puke.
And the pair right there beside it, it was more than just a fluke. Though she didn't yet have a concept,
And she was mostly filled with fear.
they felt something beginning right here. I co-found you.
You co-found me. We co-found each other.
So let us be married in the workway.
From the first day to our goal.
Share contacts,
Share characters.
business soul. I vow to cover you when you take PTO. To talk shit on our colleagues with you anytime and to help you become your best self.
And I vow to pick you up an iced coffee whenever I get one. To always say great points after you speak in meetings. And to never, and I mean never, dull your shine.
To
Rise and to grind from this day forward. In profit and in loss. Till downsizing do us part.
So together we will grind.
At least from 9 to 5.
I'll make sure we stack up.
And I can be your backup.
Will you join me on this ride? Operate your life. I do.
Take you.
Take you to be my work husband.
to talk about when the show's going?
Say it again?
Do you want to talk a little bit about when the show will be?
Yes. Garrett, you want to? My watch is falling. So we are headed to off-Broadway early 2027. That was just a snippet between Scott and Lacey. There's a lot more. Garrett is the writer, I'm just the producer, but we're brothers, and we've been putting this together since 2018, so it's really awesome to be able to connect back the dots and do it here in New York City, the city that's made us, well, just speak a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great event to present this at because the parallels between starting a company and starting a musical, there's a lot of them. It's much the same process, and it's all about building an incredible team. I'm very lucky to have a co-founder that I'm related to and look a little bit like. He just happens to be a little bit taller, which is frustrating, but it really is about the people around you, also the way technology empowers what you do. And at the end of the day, that the product is something that delights people, surprises them, and hopefully, changes the way they move through the rest of their days. You can follow us at Starting Up Musical on Instagram. We'll have big announcements soon. We're doing, what you would call a Series A, but for a musical, which is called Front Money. And like Troy said, it's not quite as an ambitious goal as some of that $600 million a year and that are being poured into tech companies. So it's not a frightening world of investments, but it's a great world to learn about as we're doing every day. So thanks for your time and attention.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was fabulous, so exciting, especially here in New York City, because I think the one thing about New York, it's we all love to work hard. We all love to go out and have a good time, and New York is about culture, people, and always keeping the human in the loop. So with that, thank you so much for attending. Thank you to my panelists. I hope everyone learned a lot, and we will see you at the next event. Make sure to enjoy some more wine before you go, and then I hope you enjoy the rest of New York Tech Week. Thank you.
And go Knicks.
And go next.
And go Knicks.
I'm ready.
I can't
I'm
stay.
ready.
Are you ladies watching the game? Can you stay up till the whole game?
No.
No, okay,
yes,
got it.
of course. Of course. Are you kidding?
Thank you so much.
Oh no! Gotta watch the whole game. That's where the magic happens. No, I haven't been. But
Oh, thank you. I'll take all these. I can't. You do what? Stay up to watch them, Cindy?
Oh, I see.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so great. I can't stay. I'm going to watch the game tomorrow though, because it's a Friday night.
It's not a school night.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. It was so nice to meet you. I look forward to talking more. I love to learn more.
Let's get chatting.
Anna,
hi.
great to meet you.
You work out of this?
No, I don't.
So I work at my family office, only doing marketing primarily and
I just moved to Astoria recently.
Oh, sick. Good to hear.
some tech
Okay, I can meet you in Astoria. I never get out there.
But
I
wanted
basically
to
like
chat
either work remote or I go like
consumer and underrepresented founders, New York
Yeah.
Angels, stuff like that. So, I've been getting connected through that
everything.
office community, love seeing the community, and I've heard good things about New York Angels.
Two people I know in
I wanted to
Astoria.
learn